Hello, welcome back one and all to the Ginger and a Half podcast, the podcast you never knew you needed and you definitely do not want. I am going to introduce us now. He is Andy, the ginger one.
What it do? That'd be me. I got the green tea. Looks
Yeah,
kind of
boy.
orange though. You know what it is. We're trying not to melt today. We're trying to preserve ginger lives. We're trying to spice up your hair. I don't know. And we're also trying to talk to our main man, the half. Is Chris.
Hello, how are we doing? Oh man, yeah, it is hot. Do not go outside if you are ginger today. You will
I've had to
burn.
close. Yeah, I've had to close my window because basically my property is like right on a main road. So if I had the window open now, all you'd hear is just hella cars going past. It's not just kind of typical car noise pollution. All the bad boys in the world with modified cars and fat exhausts seem to love my road. So yes,
Damn.
I've got the window closed. So this is basically an incubator right now.
Fun.
I'm gonna lose weight in this session.
No, I totally get it. I've closed my windows because, I have a ton of trees and a cemetery behind me. So
Oh wow!
either zombies are coming out or birds. So,
Damn.
always fun. Speaking of zombies, I actually ended up checking out that Flatbush Zombies EP that you recommended
Oh
on the
wow!
last show.
Okay.
And now it's just flooding my my Spotify with recommendations for rap music. So it's interesting to say the least. But I
You
found some good
basically
stuff.
just poisoned your music taste because of
Hell
your
yeah.
curiosity.
But yeah, let's start off. Like, what you've been up to this week? How have you been?
Yeah, man. I've been all good to be fair. I think just the same as the lockdown usual for me this week. Really, just working from home, trying to do a bit of exercising and stuff. Increase the physical condition. I went home over the
Sorry,
weekend to see my family, which was nice.
Zoom just made that slow
Wow.
down at the perfect time. You literally just said physical condition in slow-mo because of Zoom.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you,
Yep.
Zoom.
Anyway, sorry, go
Our
on.
producer, Zoom.
Oh,
Yeah, no, so I went to see my family this weekend, which was good. Always nice to spend some time. Father's Day, of course. Yeah, that's it really. Just watching stuff. What did I started watching Black Mirror, which I know
any
I'm
good?
very, very, very behind on. But hey, now as good a time as any, I suppose. So yeah. What about you?
So I definitely need to get onto Black Mirror. That's on my list on Netflix at the moment. But we just started watching Snowpiercer last night.
Oh yeah.
Which is originally a brilliant film. If you didn't know previously, it was actually a film. But I'm loving the adaptation of it as a series so far. So we've watched the first two episodes. Really, really loving it. And some good representation for all different types of people in it, which is great to see,
Yeah.
especially with what's been going on at the moment. So yeah, that's good. I've work is potentially coming back, although I don't know if I can go back at the moment with like being, very asthmatic and having a family that has like diabetes and stuff. So we've got to be careful still, but things are coming back. But I personally, I don't know if you agree with me. I think it's too early to be opening pubs and restaurants.
No, I definitely agree with you. I think it's far too early. I think this is a decision led more by economic kind of fear and pressures than it is about the safety and the health of people.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not no scientific advisor, but I don't know. I just find it hard to understand how it's all of a sudden going to be safe to do these things and essentially just have mass gatherings again. Because the thing is, it's not like they're going to open the pubs and there might be a good handful of people in there. It's going to be absolutely rammed. It's going to be people that didn't even go to the pub on a regular kind of thing. Go in there, people just go for the sake of it, like it's a party, like it's a lockdown is over party kind of thing.
It's.
Um,
I'll be honest with you. I've
yeah,
already
so
noticed some parties going around by my
yeah,
house
I mean,
nearby. So.
yeah, I think that's bad in itself, isn't it? But if people are having like little sort of house gatherings and stuff, that's still nowhere near as bad as I don't think, because you'd still probably know the people that are coming, know the
Yeah.
situation and everything. It could be anyone and anyone in the pub. And it's just so many people, such a condensed space as well, and everything. So as much as I do miss going to a pub, don't get me wrong, right? And it would be lovely to sit out in a beer garden in this kind of weather. You're not going to see me in one for like a good while yet,
Mm.
I don't think.
Well, we'll stay home, carry on drinking in the bedrooms and stuff, and keep up those kind of things going. So I think we should get started on the ginger things for this week. So big shout
We
out
should,
to
yeah.
was it
But,
Kyle who sent out?
yeah, Carl, your friend Carl Sherlock.
Big shout out to Kyle
I'll
Sherlock
type
for
it.
submitting for Rate a Ginger this week. Sending in a wonderful picture of Mick Hucknall of Simply Red. If I remember, I think that's his name. I may be wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
But Andy, you did the rating this week. So for those who haven't seen
That's
the
correct.
post, would you like to go a bit more in detail?
Um, Yeah, of course, certainly. It would be my pleasure. Um, so, there we were, just another busy day in the office. Just keeping them Grammy Award winning podcast like this. Never underestimate our craft. But yeah, there I was just chilling, just checking the notifications, being about that life. And I checked the Garcast inbox on the old Facebook. And there, lo and behold, we had a submission. What can only be described as a slightly grainy photo. Now, it does originate from approximately 1995, so that's not to be, prejudiced against. And we quite like a vintage ginge. There's something about the hue of the photo. There's something about
Mm.
the majesty of the hair color that kind of, it really brightens the image, gives it a warmness, despite any potential fuzz, or maybe incoherence with any potential fuzz due to the standard of the camera. I don't know. I'm just waffling now. Basically, you can see it on our social media, but we said about this charming photo of a younger Mick Hucknall that, it's, what did I say? So the statement of this in particular ginge is obviously made with the glorious draping curls that hang easy and carefree. He is sporting some tremendous curls, I must say. I would like to know how long he grew those curls for, and how sad he felt on the day that he parted with them.
They are wonderful, to be honest.
The contrasting, yeah, that's it. There's sort of an eerie blue, kind of mountainy background, I suppose, that he's laid up against. It's a pretty humble outfit as well, just like a black jumper over a white V-neck, which I'm not too hot on, so
Interesting.
maybe lost the point there. But to unlock these words, you must see the post on socials itself. Anyway, we gave him a
Absolutely.
rating of 10 out of 10.
7 out of 10 for those of you who didn't hear that.
Yeah.
And for the podcast, Andy just drank some of his green tea in honor of the Mick Hucknall post. So I want to recommend a ginger of my own this week. He has a YouTube channel and he's called The Fisher. As in going
Oh yeah.
fishing, not having a fisher in certain places. Anyway, he does, along with boring fishing, which he does every now and again, the main thing on his channel is he actually goes metal fishing with magnets, which is really damn cool. It's one of those YouTube channels that you can kind of just get lost watching for hours and hours, just watching video after video. But he is so enthusiastic whether he finds something big or small or insignificant or not,
We'll
which I
take it.
absolutely love. It's brilliant. It's like, oh, this is a nail. It's a drill bit. Wow.
Yeah, we'll
Um,
take it. Take
It's
it.
brilliant. That's his thing. Yeah, we'll take it. But I love like there was one particular moment that I mean he finds signposts for like parking signs and all sorts in these little rivers
Yeah.
and lakes. And I think my favorite thing, he found an old vending machine once that had been stolen. So I mean, he was
Okay.
going insane over that because like, it had the coin thing and everything. So yeah, I recommend checking out the Fisher on YouTube. He's got a wonderful personality. He's based in America, and I want to know if you went magnet fishing, what would you hope to find? Little
What,
question there.
me or the listeners?
Well, maybe you, but also our listeners and viewers. If you went magnet fishing, is there something that you'd really love to find? I know he finds a lot of bikes as well, so I mean that'd definitely be something that we find in the UK quite
Oh,
a
that'd
lot
be
with
cool.
so many chavs, I imagine.
Huh. I think personally, if I was to go, I would. I'm a little bit off the cuff. I'd like to find a boot. You know, like the stereotypical boot that you fish up with a normal fishing hook.
Yes,
Really chewed. Probably not worn for about 20 odd years. Probably was lost under poor circumstances. Um, but yeah, I'd also like to say on behalf of that dude, the Fisher, he is a sterling example of how gingers in all walks of life can achieve anything they want to achieve. You know, he had a passion. He poured his heart and his dedication into it. And look at him now. You know, he's there on YouTube, magnet fishing.
it's a wonderful thing. It really is, and I'm
It
excited
sure is.
to keep on watching and see what he comes up with, especially where he's fishing at the moment. Is like he keeps on pulling stuff out from like a lathe mill or something. So God only
Right.
knows what's in that like river. It's mad. Anyway, so that is ginger recommendation for the week. Let's go into music then, shall we? So obviously we have set up the ginger and a half recommendation playlist that is available on Spotify and on YouTube. At the end of this video, you'll be able
Yes.
to click on that link if you want to check out all the tracks that we have recommended over the past episodes. Um, Once again, big shout out to Frank Carter being part of that playlist as well. You can check out one of his singles with the Rattlesnakes. We just had to
Yeah.
mention Frank Carter. Anyway,
Yeah.
did we mention that we actually got Frank Carter to notice us on Instagram Live?
I don't think we did. I
No,
don't think we
so
did.
um, yeah, one of them. Obviously, we don't follow many people right now, but on the Instagram Live, me and Andy were both on there. I was just casually watching everything go through, and Andy decided to post and let Frank Carter know that what rating we had given him. Now, what was it? Was it an 8 or a 9 out of 10, if you
I
can
said
remember?
I said a 9 out of 10 ginger. Yeah.
Yeah, and Frank Carter was not happy at all with that. Not happy at all. Only accepting an 11, no less. So I think we need to amend that rating for the Frank Carter as our ginger rating and change that to a 11.5.
Yep. This is a public apology and a re-rating for the man in the sky. Yeah, the archetypal Ginger, Frank Carter himself.
The
So
ginger god
well
himself.
done, Frank. Well
There
played.
we go.
And we'll see you
So
next time.
music recommendations. Obviously, we've just mentioned the playlist. Have you got anything that you want to add to the playlist this week?
Oh, yes, probably do. I think in some ways you could say I've been on poor form since the podcast has started because I haven't really been listening to much of rock and metal.
Mm.
But you could also just say that's just how the cookie crumbles. Um, this week I've been listening to there's two albums really. There's one by they're both like UK rappers. One is a dude called Dabbler on Potent Funk Records. He's released his album Nobody.
Okay.
That's just full of bangers, all kinds of intricate, weird production by some guy, if anyone knows. And Dabbler's lyricism is just crazy. This guy does
Mm.
backflips all over a track with no care in the world, and it's glorious. So I'd
Nice.
recommend the title track from that, really Nobody. So we'll add that to the playlist.
Absolutely.
Um, and Then Manchester rapper Black Josh has dropped his new album called Manifornia.
Oh,
That's on
okay.
Blah Records. I still, I'm not as acquainted with that as I would like to be just yet, but um, I'm not sure because there are a good few tracks that I like off there to single out one for the podcast. So I'll have a think, but we'll definitely stick one in there.
There'll definitely be something
Um,
from him in there then, for sure.
there will be for sure. For sure, he'll make an appearance.
Absolutely good to have
And
somebody
then,
from coming from local up north.
yeah, man. No, he's sick. To be fair. And then with my kind of standard diet, there's always a lot of Nickelback involved. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, man? What have you been
Oh
plugging
dear God.
recently?
Band that I really want to put out there is Within Destruction. I don't know if you've heard of them before. They are an amazing like screamo death metal band, basically. They are also known as the Sad Boy Crew. So yeah, a bunch of anime weebs essentially. So they've got a new album called Yokai coming out. They've just put out their third single called No Way Out, so I'll be putting that in the playlist. It hasn't.
Oh,
They seem to just do loads of anime music videos, which is brilliant. But if you look back, they've got some cool like gangster style videos as well. They've got
yeah.
some crazy looking merch. They've got basically like an anime girl doing the classic Ahagao face, which I won't do on this video. But they've got like it's got slam pie as the slogan instead of senpai. And they've also announced a tour. They're coming over to the UK, so we might have to get down to that. They're going to be playing in London, Manchester, Southampton, Leeds, Glasgow, Bristol, and the lineup is insane. They've got Signs of the Swarm, Body
Yeah.
Snatcher, and Sleepwalker in support. So that is an insane lineup, and it is a gig that I want to go to as soon as things are back to normal. I will wear as many masks and gloves as I have to be able to get to that gig.
When's it for?
So I think it was in November or something, but all the stuff is up on their Facebook and stuff. So I
Yeah.
might leave a link down below for people to check that out for sure. And just another extra as well. I'm really into my 80s music at the moment. So we just finished watching the second series of Happy on Netflix, which I'm really annoyed is cancelled by Sci-Fi. We better get a third series next season, next year because from Netflix. But Tears for Fears, Everybody Wants to Rule the World is in that
Hmm.
one of those episodes, and I'm going to have to put that in the playlist because it's such a good track. Just makes me happy.
Yeah, it is a classic. To be fair, this playlist is going to become some kind of absolute monster.
Mate, this is a mental
There's
playlist,
no
but I'm loving it.
consistency to it.
It's great.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what you
great,
need.
isn't it? It's boundless.
So,
Yeah, I'm not.
final kind of section that we like to talk about is not a cracked voice. Uh, football is back, boys and girls, and non-binary, and anything else that you can imagine that is part of the gender spectrum. So let's have a talk. What has been going on? I mean, you're a United fan, so I'm going to let you go first.
Fair. Well, it's Wednesday today as we're recording this, so I'm quite excited to watch United play Sheffield United tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I think I suppose the main thing for most United fans at the moment is the prospect of having Pogba start tonight, having him back in the squad, ready to go. The whole Pogba Bruno link up.
That is a hell of a partnership. I've got to agree.
I'm just glad to have it back. To be fair, it's just nice to have football back. It's weird though, isn't it, watching it without a crowd there?
It's so strange.
Yeah, and the sort of fake noises they put on. Well, I think it's better for them doing that. You know,
I
the
certainly feel
weird
like I've
thing.
adapted to that.
Yeah, yeah, it's not bad, is it?
No.
Um, yeah, I thought the game against Tottenham it was a decent enough game. I think most teams have just looked a bit sluggish in their first kind of game back because it
Yeah.
is a long time without playing, isn't it? You know, you can kind of train a lot and keep yourself fit personally, but the kind of speed and intensity of an actual match is always hard to sort of replicate or maybe
Yeah.
amp yourself for. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just happy to have it back. Really, like I said, I think United have got quite an easy run in. So
Mm.
if all you've got to be looking at these games as wins, really. And I think it's just a matter of time, unfortunately, until you get crowned.
I know. Well, Liverpool, very, very rusty start, getting back into things for the Merseyside derby. One of the most
Mm.
boring derbies ever. A 0-0 draw, and almost losing to a Tom Davis goal that hit the shot that hit the post. Gave me a heart attack. But I'm sorry, I don't know why it hasn't happened already. Dejan Lovren needs to be sold. I mean, I think Liverpool should pay for him to leave. He's
Oh
so
wow,
bad. Like, he's delusional thinking that he's like one of the best defenders in the world.
that
I
was
mean,
funny. Yeah,
oh my God. But literally, he got torn to shreds when he came on. So, yeah, um, definitely one player that needs to be sold after this season. Some controversial stuff that's been going on. Obviously, we had the Burnley game against, I think it was City, with the White Lives Matter banner.
oh yeah,
Definitely not happy about that. I think that was absolutely shameful. Um, Completely goes against everything that we've been working towards as a country at the moment, and as humanity, I guess. Um, but yeah, I'm really hoping they find out who that was and they get the correct punishment for that. To be honest,
yeah. It's just stupid as well, isn't it? It really is stupid.
yeah,
You know, some
it's so some either somebody who has a lot of money has done that, or a group of people have done that, and it's absolutely shameful.
such a
Um,
waste of resources, isn't it?
yeah, it's horrendous. On a positive note, I hate to talk about City, but Phil Foden is wow, looking amazing. He's got potential to be a huge striker for City in the future if they use him correctly.
Yeah.
Um, so, I mean, I know you don't like talking about City either, being a United fan, but
Oh no.
they've got serious
He just
potential with him.
yeah, he just needs to play, doesn't he? He needs to get a season under his belt.
Yeah. I wonder if it'd be maybe either good to send him out on loan to a Premier League team or obviously keep him in the team and play him regularly. Especially, obviously, well, Aguero is going to be out for potentially quite a while now. So he may get a good run of games because of that.
Yeah.
A couple of other things I want to talk about. Obviously, we had the Brighton doing the double over Arsenal for the first time, which is
Well, that was fun.
insane.
That was
Arsenal have
actually
just
quite fun.
they just haven't. I can't see them doing well for the next couple of seasons. To be honest, they've just
Yeah, I
tanked.
think they're yeah, I think they're in that similar sort of transitional phase that in the past few years we've seen Liverpool go through and kind of United still sort of going through now.
Yeah,
They just they just seem like they don't have a proper direction. I don't know. I still struggle to see how you'd have faith in appointing Arteta to be the guy to do that because he's
mm,
just completely unproven.
he-
I can sort of understand it from the angle of kind of like with Solskjaer, really, and sort of like Chelsea have done with Lampard. But I don't know because you look at their squad as well, and it's not very inspiring, is it?
no,
Like I always think you look at other teams and think which of their players would you want at your team. So you look at like Liverpool, for example. There's plenty of players that every team would think, yes, we'd have him, we'd have him, we'd have them. The same with City. I think Chelsea have got a few, to be fair.
yeah.
Tottenham one or two, but you look at Arsenal, and like,
You know what? Before all the stuff that happened with Neil Mopai in that game, I had
hmm,
good respect for Guendouzi as a player, but after that reaction that he made at the end of the game, I've lost all respect for him. Did you
yeah,
catch that? Yeah,
I did, yeah, sort of, because see, I think I turned it on with like maybe 15 minutes to go, so I saw Brighton score like in like the very end, and then all
yeah,
the Arsenal players got mad, and I was like, what's going on? Obviously, it showed the incident, and like I can understand Guendouzi's reaction and stuff. To be fair,
Hmm.
obviously it's immature and it's stupid, but I suppose you'd say it's good to see the passions there.
Yeah.
Um,
I
but
don't feel like that was
uh,
Neil Morpie's fault, though.
I just find it funny.
I mean, obviously Leno
No, it's one of those.
is
It's
going
just
to be out potentially, but he's in my fantasy team, so I'm gonna have to change my keeper now. And last couple of things, I did spot a ginger referee. Sadly, I can't find him again, but there was definitely a ginger referee in one of the championship games, if I remember correctly. Lovely looking guy, very, very bright ginger. Definitely didn't look like he could be taking charge of a football match though. And last thing, just I think he was one of our weaker ginger referees, but he needs to step up potentially. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, I'm going to keep an eye out for this guy and see if he improves.
I got love for him. Whoever you are, mate.
Last random thing, I didn't realise Stuart Downing now plays for Blackburn Rovers.
Yeah.
So weird. Now, sad thing that I have to admit, I used to actually have. So when Stuart Downing got signed for Liverpool, there was a choice when you bought the t-shirt, bought the Liverpool home shirt, for you to have Suarez, Carroll, or Downing printed on your shirt for free.
You went for Downing.
I got Stuart Downing, didn't I? It's the worst mistake I ever made. And yeah, I was very wary of wearing that shirt.
It's one of those that just didn't really work for him, did it? Like, he was a great player before he went there.
I know, but he never learned how to use his right foot. That was the issue.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think we're going to come to wrap things up. Is there anything else you'd like to mention to our viewers and listeners before we finish everything off today?
I'm
going to take that as a no.
yeah.
But obviously, guys, it is super, super hot out there. The sun is shining its rays. Make sure you're wearing Factor 1000 sun cream. Make sure you're wearing all your veils. Stay indoors if you can. If not, make sure you're still wearing masks and all that good stuff. And yeah, go and follow us at Garcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can find us there. Am I boring you, sir?
No, definitely not.
Anyway, send us your submissions, rate a ginger. We'll do that for you. You've been watching the Ginger and a Half podcast. He's been Andy, the ginger one. Silence.
You guys don't even have to do anything. You can just send a ginger in and we'll rate it ourselves. Do you know how much effort goes into that? Do you know how much work it takes?
Absolutely.
You don't even have to do that. You just have to send us 1, 2 if you want, and we'll just do it. And anyway, and he's being Chris.
Yay! I'm the half. Yeah, whatever way it goes. Anyway, thanks very much again for tuning in. We'll see you in a couple of weeks again. Hopefully when things are looking much better in the world, potentially. Pray to the ginger gods, Frank Carter. And we'll see you very soon. Goodbye.
Peace.